Hey guys, so this is going to be your review video for science from last week. We're going to go over 9.1 through 9.4. So that is gradual changes, sudden changes, volcanoes, and earthquakes. You don't have a science lesson today. It's just going to be watching this review video, and then we're going to jump into tsunamis tomorrow. So if you want to get your science book out, you can, and follow along with me as I review. I'm not going to be reading from the pages. I'm just going to be summarizing all of them in case somebody forgot any, important information. So first we're going to be on page 131 and 132, gradual changes. You were also to watch, I believe it was a vocabulary about this. So this, in this section, it talked about erosion and what happens to the earth as over time, slowly over time. So we talked about the Grand Canyon in the video that I posted for this, about how land can change with wind, liquid, and ice, liquid water and ice. So liquid water can slowly change landforms by moving the land around in ways that it wouldn't have normally been. If we think about the Grand Canyon, it used to be one solid surface, and now there's a lot of grooves and there's rivers flowing in them and everything like that, which causes the erosion of rock and minerals and soil. So the definition of erosion, this is going to help you on your test, is the removal of soil and rock by wind or water. The removal of soil and rock by wind or water. So ice can also change landforms. It can change it by causing large chunks of rock to break off. Or you have glaciers, larger bits of ice that can wear away land as it melts. Think about out in, like, let's say Antarctica. It's a lot of ice. But if some ice is hit by another piece of ice, it can break off, and then it can be floating around, and then that takes off part of that landform. I want to also talk about what a cartographer does. And those people, they make maps. And then also I want to talk to you really quickly about a relief map. So a relief map shows where all the mountains, valleys, and rivers are located in a particular area. And it is important that these are updated because of changes due to erosion. It's important because sometimes rivers aren't there 5 years ago, and then now they are, and people need to know where those things are. All right, so now we're going to flip over to 9.2. This is going to be pages 133 and 134, and we're going to talk about sudden changes, landslides, avalanches, mudslides. Excuse me. So I want to define a landslide, an avalanche, and a mudslide to you, and then just talk about them really quickly. So erosion normally makes things change slowly, but sometimes it can make something happen suddenly, which is with those three things that I just named off. So a landslide is a large amount of dry soil and rock that slides down a steep slope. A landslide can cause large boulders to tumble down mountainsides and fill valleys. It can also block the flow of rivers and cause floodings. Then we have avalanche. An avalanche is a large amount of snow, soil, and rock that slides down the side of a mountain. So avalanche can destroy trees and other plants in its path. This can take away ecosystems for animals as well. And then you have mudslides. A mudslide occurs when a large amount of wet soil and rock slides down a steep slope. Mudslides are all of them are powerful, but mudslides are powerful also. They can wash away homes and reshape mountains. So all three of these things can do major, major damage to places. So let's go ahead and flip over to volcanoes. This is going to be a quick video, guys, so I'm just chopping over it really quickly. Volcanoes, pages 135 and 136. So there are 4 main layers of the earth. You have your crust, your mantle, your outer core, and your inner core. The top layer is the crust. The under the crust is the mantle. The mantle is made of hot liquid magma, and below the mantle is the outer core and the inner core of the earth. Definition of a volcano is an opening of the earth's crust. A volcano spews out lava and hot ash and gases. Volcanoes can cause sudden change to landforms by forming new land masses. They can destroy water features, and they can burn things with their lava and hot ash. So volcanoes are super powerful and can change many different things. All right, let's go over to our last one, earthquakes. Sorry if this seems like all over the place. I'm just trying to get through this super quickly so it's not boring. Okay, earthquakes, pages 137 and 138. The definition of an earthquake is the shaking of the Earth's surface. It is caused by a sudden underground movement of the Earth's crust. Okay, guys, so that was the definition of what an earthquake is. Now, an earthquake happens or usually occurs along a fault. A fault is a crack in the Earth's crust. Fault and earthquakes usually occur along plates that grind past each other. So I think briefly I mentioned in the video for earthquakes, I talked about tectonic plates. So basically, the reason why there is a fault is because 2 tectonic plates came and were just, moving and grooving, and they came up and they pushed on each other, which then caused a grinding sensation, which then ended up causing an earthquake. Okay, and earthquakes can change multiple different things. One thing that it can change is a river. It can drain a river. It can fill a river with soil, boulders, and trees. So it could totally wipe away the water completely, or it could fill it with so much debris that anything living in that river, or if it's being used for transportation or a water source such as washing your clothes or anything like that, it would eliminate that because there was so much stuff in it. It can also change hills. It can change hills by splitting them apart or just destroying them altogether. So remember, volcanoes and earthquakes, they're two huge natural disasters and can change almost everything about the land that they're surrounding. Okay, guys, so that is the review for Monday. It starts on page 131 and it ends on page 138 if you want to go back and reread them. You're going to have a study guide sent home on Thursday, and you will have a test the following, let me double check, I believe it's the following Wednesday. Yes. Nope, sorry, the following Thursday you will have a test on this. Study guide goes home this Thursday, test next Thursday. So you have a whole week to study, review my videos. And if you have any questions, please let your parents know or message me on Edmodo.